like having a day to do laundry and to do errands that I will never take for granted again. Even when I'd go to the movies, like we'd go to the movies sometimes once or twice on the trail, the embeds, we'd all have to sit in the back in the last row because we'd have to have our phones out and sort of like doing exactly what they tell you not to do and monitoring them because you never knew if something was going to happen. The biggest misconception about Hillary Clinton is that she's not warm or personable, and I actually think she is both of those things in very small settings, in small groups, and I have witnessed that firsthand. In the time that I've gotten to speak with her and when I've gotten to interview her or even just have a casual conversation, she's actually a very different person than the person that you see on a giant stage.
Oh, that's a really good point, because people know that I am, but I need to say it.
It's really difficult to cover a candidate like Hillary Clinton, who in many ways seems like she's been covered. I actually learned that it didn't matter as much all of the things that had happened in past cycles, that actually the importance of being there when something was happening was my role. And so, you know, the embeds, everybody likes to say that we're the eyes and ears of what's going on the campaign, but I also have felt like we're kind of the nose and the gut too. So it's like when something doesn't smell right or something doesn't feel right, I'm there to say, hey, I think we should look into this more. This might be a signal of something else. So covering Hillary Clinton on caucus night in Iowa was absurd because the campaign was so confident. They were so sure that she had won. We were at what they were calling victory party, and the candidate herself did not declare victory. It was one of the oddest things I had ever seen. Bill Clinton and Chelsea Clinton were there, but none of them worked the rope line.
This has been an incredible honor to campaign across Iowa with so many of you.
We went directly from that party to the tarmac to board the Clinton press charter, and it was just a surreal feeling. It was surreal to think that I was going to be physically leaving Iowa and that the Clinton campaign was physically going to be leaving Iowa without knowing whether their candidate had won. It was just bizarre. It was bizarre to think that we were going to land in New Hampshire and not know what had happened in Iowa, that the race was that close and that tight.
Yeah. NBC News has also projected the race as a victory for Hillary Clinton. We're still waiting for CNN.
There was applause from the plane where the staff is sitting, and it is 4:15 in the morning. Everyone is a little bleary-eyed.
As an embed, I hadn't slept much in the days leading up to that, and I knew that that was going to be a night that I was going to get any sleep either. I stayed up the whole flight, chatting with other journalists, chatting with the staffers, sort of trying to get a sense of what was going on. Landed in Manchester to the news that the Iowa Democratic Party had called it for her, and NBC News had called it for her, so then she was the apparent winner. But I think that, you know, by the time I got any tiny little bit of sleep that night, it had just been a total range of emotions, of total uncertainty to kind of getting a sense, and then to being there in the actual moment when her top people learned that she had won the Iowa caucuses. That's something that I'll never forget.
Hey NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and then click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.